What's up you guys, I'm Dan, this is Frugal Not Cheap. My Tesla got totaled in a car accident back in May. I started car shopping and found a car that I liked, but then there was a shocking twist. So in my last video, I let you know that the insurance company had determined that my car was a total loss after the accident because the repairs would be, a substantial percentage of the car's value. I saw this message in the app, and then I messaged the claim representative and got a hold of him, and he called me actually, and he let me know that the payout amount would be $34,700. They would take the deductible out of that, but that was the value of the vehicle, and he was going to send me instructions to go and figure out the title stuff and all the paperwork to get it done. And so then now finally having some certainty after weeks after the accident, because it happened in early May. Then I set out to go car shopping, and I knew that I had, this $34,700 less the deductible to work with. Now, if you guessed at the end of my last video, I asked you what kind of car you think I might be buying. If you guessed another Tesla, then you were absolutely correct. I can't think of really buying any other brand out there. I just don't see any other maker out there right now that has a car that is really compelling to me. So of course, buying a Tesla, we have a few options. One would be to buy a new car. And I did think about that briefly, but the thing about it is, all right, we have a $7,500 federal tax credit, which is great. If you're in California, you can get another $7,000 or so. If you're in Colorado, some other states, you can get even more off that. So that's really helpful. However, even the cheapest Model 3 right now, which I wouldn't want to get just a rear-wheel drive one, I'd want to get an all-wheel drive one. Even after the $7,500 tax credit, the problem is then to get to feature parity with the car that I have now, you've got to add in full self-driving. You guessed it. I absolutely love full self-driving. It is not priced out there in the market very well at all, I don't think. And it remains kind of like a call option where there's going to be some future value realized from that FSD option. But yeah, I'm not willing to pay, the new price for a Model 3 plus another $15K for FSD, even though that FSD you could think of it as being sort of subsidized by the federal tax credit of $7,500. We still got to pay another $7,500 on top of that. So that option was out. As you know, generally my rule of thumb is to buy cars that are 5 years old and have depreciated by about 50%. So the next place to look, the next thing to look at is of course used cars. And so then I took a glance first at what's available on Tesla's website for used inventory. If you check off the box for FSD though, then you see that the inventory for Model 3 and Model S is relatively limited. For Model 3, you've got stuff starting at around $42,000, $43,000 around that range, and they do look good, but again, they don't have the $7,500 tax credit, and that's still $42,000 and above, so quite a lot of money. Whereas I bought my car for $38,000, and there are used cars available elsewhere for less, and my car was a Model S. Speaking of which, if you look at the Model S's that have FSD used from Tesla, these start at more like $55,000 to $60,000, so significantly more expensive and definitely outside of my budget. So again, Tesla, just their used cars are priced very expensively, I think, and just not a good option. You can't even see pictures of the vehicles. They just have those little graphics, and I don't know. I don't think it's a very good experience. Besides the warranty that they offer, of course. All right, so that leaves us with, basically third-party sellers. And I did my search on Car Gurus. I've also looked on Auto Trader and Auto Tempest and other places. My original car I bought, I found the listing through Carvana. And again, the choice here is, do I want to get a used Model 3, which, I could get, say, for the same price, a newer model than a Model S, or I could get the same year, but a cheaper car. Or another Model S like the one that I have. And as torn as I am on the fact that the Model 3, yes, would have some newer stuff, like the screen is landscape rather than portrait, it's got the heat pump so it's more efficient, range can be higher, the sound system's probably better than mine in the long range versions anyway that have the 12 speaker system or whatever. But I can't get over the front end of the Model 3. It just looks too, I don't know, stumpy and fishy and kind of weird. Just never really been a big fan of it. They're nice cars from the side and from the back, but just not from the front. And then also I don't like the fact that they're not a hatchback and they have a trunk. The trunk opening isn't really all that great either. And then it just feels inside, I don't know, just not as upscale as the Model S, and the Model S is much more beautiful. So I confined my search to Model S's. Actually, I found one that I like quite a bit, and I put down a $500 deposit on it. But no sooner did I do that I got a call from the estimator from the insurance company, and he said no, it was just a glitch in the system that before they were approving the next estimate, I guess, it just said total loss, and it looked like that even for the claims agent. So it's just a big misunderstanding, miscommunication, and so they're still going to try to repair the car, and it's only $4,000 away from the threshold. Which, by the way, they said the threshold for declaring a total loss is higher than normal because the used market is so sort of frothy, or prices are so high in the used market still compared to normal. So they've raised that threshold, it looks like. So as it stands, it's now been over 4 weeks. It's coming up on 5 weeks since the accident. The repairs are not complete. They're waiting on parts from Tesla, and I don't know when they're going to come or when they're going to be able to repair my car. So yeah, hopefully, it won't take too much longer. It is kind of an issue with Tesla, just parts availability. I knew that if I ever got in an accident that this could happen, but I didn't imagine that I'd actually end up in that situation, but here I am. And again, hopefully it won't be that long. I've heard some horror stories of other people that have had to wait many months for parts to come in, so hopefully that won't be the case for me. But we'll just have to see. In the meantime, if I do get a little bit more clarity about how long it's going to be, what I might do is bite the bullet and buy a car and then trade my car in once the repairs are complete, just to have one for that period of time. But it really stinks. I don't have any certainty how long that could be. Like maybe my car will be done in 3 weeks, right? Or 2 weeks, or I just don't know. And yeah, so it's pretty tough. And then of course, having to lose that spread between the price that a dealer will sell a car at and then the price that I could sell my car at, that bid offer spread plus the whole, even if I sell at a private party, it can be a little bit difficult. I don't know if I'll get everything that I put into the car in terms of FSD and the MCU2 upgrade. So yeah, it would be an expensive thing to do. And the most financially responsible thing to do would be just to wait until my car repairs are completed. But again, I don't want to be waiting for 4 or 5 months or something like that. So we'll just have to see. So I'll keep you posted on that. But hopefully, kind of walking you through my thinking on the car purchase decision, might be helpful if you're thinking about buying a Tesla at any point in time as well. So yeah, hope you liked today's video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.